And they can register anywhere they want. Anywhere they want.
Yes, as long as in the Philippines, as the program of the COMELEC all about, register anywhere in the Philippines. So, kahit nasa Manila ka daw, magparehistro ka kung saan mo gusto. That is the Rep all about.
So that's your understanding of the constitutional right of the right to vote. Can you repeat that? Can you repeat what you just said earlier?
The Rep program, Mr. Chairman.
When you said that as long as you're in the Philippines, you can register anywhere you want, and ano yan?
Yes, for the program.
For the program?
I rehistro pa online any of those certification.
For the record, Mr. Chair, may I ask our barangay chairman, there were 21,854 applicants. That is for 2024 registration. Were you the one who issued all the certificate of residency for all these 21,854?
Madam Chair, I have to correct. It's just 8,218. And if to shed light of all, there is already a case, and then
Sandali lang po. From my notes, there were 21,854 applicants. Attorney Magtalon, can you please give us the accurate data? Ilan po yung total application? Because I wish to believe that whether these are first-time registrants or transferees, both needs a certificate of residency. Tama po ba, Director Mendros? Whether transfer or first-time registrants, palagi pong mangangailangan ng residency certificate.
Not all the time if they have other identification cards that they could show.
I see. So, pwedeng ibang documents ang supporting documents.
Yes, ma'am, as stated by Attorney Nagtalon, under our resolutions, there are 14 documents, identification
Alright.
documents to be.
So, Attorney Magtalon, out of 21,854 applicants, ilan po doon ang nag-submit ng barangay certificates?
8,218 po.
8,218.
Yes.
Barangay Chairman, kayo po ba lahat nag-issue nito? 8,218.
well, as an highly urbanized barangay, ma'am.
I believe that the question is answerable by a yes or a no only.
Well, I have to explain it, ma'am, further so that
But please answer the question first. Kayo po ba lahat na nag-issue nito?
hindi po, ma'am.
I see. You explain.
Yes, ma'am. So that is what ministerial, since we have an officer of the day. So lahat ng mga
Who is the officer of the day?
well, any of the barangay officials.
So you are saying that the other barangay officials are authorized by you? Or
No, ma'am.
authorized by
By
law?
the virtue of ease of doing business and the ARTA law, and
They're
as
allowed to
mandated
issue
by the
barangay
DILG.
certificate.
No, ma'am, as approved by the barangay council. And so as for me, I have many public engagement to attend to and to delivering public service. So I have to the true problem of the barangay.
Yes, I understand, barangay
I have to
chairman,
attend to.
that you are very much occupied with countless responsibilities being such, no? Pero, as a matter of rule, Kapitan,
Yes, ma'am.
sadya po bang allowed yung ibang barangay officials to issue barangay certificate?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your basis?
Well, as an official, ma'am, but in our citizens charter, well, they are entitled to sign of it. Well, the certification just a ministerial. So, as a barangay such as Barangay Carmen, that a service-driven program barangay, so the barangay captain, many problems to attend to, no? So, ang laki ng barangay, so yung mga certification, binibigay na yan sa mga ibang mga officials.
Alright.
Kagaya din ng halos lahat ng barangay, no, na sa Cagayan de Oro. So, to shed light of it all, ma'am, all the barangay officials we have here with me so that this
Do you mean
Is
the barangay
committee.
certifications? The barangay certifications?
no, the affidavit of the barangay captains, all of which the highly urbanized barangay.
Di po ba kayo yung kapitan?
Po, ma'am?
Kayo po ba yung kapitan?
Yes, ma'am.
We're talking about Carmen.
Well, the affidavit, ma'am. Actually, ma'am, as you asked the COMELEC, there is already a case. So the case by the COMELEC, we submitted a verified answer. So all of the questions will be together with me here to shed light of it all, with evidence, picture, with verified
Kapitan, I
person.
understand because it was manifested already by Director by Attorney Nagtalon. No, by Director Albert Rodriguez that there's already a pending case, no?
Well, already
Nonetheless,
we don't
these are factual matters which I believe will not affect the judgment of the people in the COMELEC who will be resolving the case, which is the very definition of the sub judice rule. Ang tinatanong po natin dito yung facts. Out of 8,218 barangay certificates, sabi niyo po, hindi kayo lahat ang nag-issue.
Yes, ma'am.
Ilan po yung kayo ang nag-issue?
Isa, dalawa. Hindi ko ma-remember, ma'am, kasi yung mga sa certification, sa admin lang lahat yan, ma'am.
I see. With that, Mr. Chair, I respectfully move that we issue a subpoena to Sestecum of all the barangay certificates that were issued by Barangay Carmen for us to be able to identify who these barangay officials are who issued these barangay certifications.
Second the motion.
Would this be the barangay certifications as regards the certificate of residency of the
Yes, Mr. Chair.
8,218?
For the 8,218. Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay,
I understand that this is voluminous, but of course, the number of registrants are also too many. That explains why the documents that we are requesting are voluminous as well.
so there's a motion to issue a subpoena to Sestecum to the barangay Carmen of Cagayan de Oro City to submit the copies of the barangay certifications as regards the 8,218
Applicants.
applicants for for the registration.
It is quite alarming, Mr. Chair,
Second the
that
motion.
Duly
Sorry.
seconded, and the same is hereby approved.
I understand that this function might be ministerial, but I could not feel the sense of accountability from our barangay chairman about the consequence of having issued so loosely and so lightly all these 8,218 residency certificate, which resulted to a huge number of registrants for Barangay Carmen, no? So, I wish to know who these barangay officials are. And perhaps the COMELEC needs to enlighten them about the significance of issuing this barangay certificate, because this could cause disenfranchisement, maybe not of the barangay of registration, but the barangay of origin. Kasi nawala yung proper representation ng kanilang pinanggalingan. Am I correct? For those who applied for transfer of registration. Nonetheless, Mr. Chair, I wish to go back to Attorney Nagtalon. Ano po ulit ang dahilan for the denial of 1,466?
Dalawa po, failure to appear and failure to prove residency.
Failure to prove residency.
Opo.
When you say proof of residency, what do you mean by that?
Aside kasi sa barangay certification, Your Honor, we also require valid identification cards.
I see. But would you confirm that all this 1,466 submitted barangay certificate?
Some of them submitted a barangay certificate and some of them submitted affidavits only, Your Honor. So when there was an opposition filed and the supporting document is only barangay certification or an affidavit of a witness, the board denied these applications, Your Honor.
Wait, kapag affidavit lang, walang barangay certificate, you deny.
We also denied that, Your Honor.
How about if residency certificate only? No affidavit.
We also denied that, Your Honor.
You're saying, Attorney Magtalo, na kapag ang supporting document ng application for registration solely is barangay certificate, you deny?
Yes, Your Honor.
So out of this 8,218, you denied 1,466. Ang ibig sabihin nyo po, yung difference, all of them did not base their application solely on barangay certificate.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Alright. Dito po sa 1,466, would you know kung ilan po yung supported ng barangay certificates only?
I have to get the data, Your Honor, but we can provide that.
You were saying that if it is solely barangay certificate which supports the registration, you deny. Because of what appreciation? Ano pong appreciation nyo kapag ka barangay certificate lang?
Because there was already an opposition, Your Honor, so we required them to appear before the ERB and present further proof of residency to support their
Did they appear?
Some of them, Your Honor, some of them did not. So we decided based on the supporting documents on the VRRs.
Balikan ko po si barangay chairman, no? It was admitted already by Attorney Magtalon that out of 1,466 applicants which registration were denied, meron po sa kanila na nag-submit ng barangay certificates. Were you able to verify if indeed they are residents of Carmen? Kasi kung talaga pong resident sila ng Carmen, Kapitan, it will be very easy for them to provide additional documents.
Yes, but the main reason po, ma'am, that is why hindi sila nakapunta. Kasi pinapunta sila sa COMELEC 2 to 3 times. So, yung iba nga, yung summon, through text lang. And then, some of it, almost all of it, go to the barangay justice and see to it.
Why the
that-
barangay justice?
Well, nagalit na sila sa COMELEC at saka yung nagpetition sa kanila, hindi nila kakilala. And the petitioner itself, yung nagpetition sa kanila, hindi nila kakilala at hindi rin taga doon.
Are you vouching that all this denied 1,466 are legitimate residents of Carmen?
Well, as verified,
Are you vouching?
no, ma'am.
Then why are you justifying?
What, the 1,000? About
1,466 na na-deny po ang application. You're justifying their application because you were saying that the reason kung bakit
No, because
hindi
of the-
sila nakapunta, 3 times na silang pinareport, some of them nagalit na sa COMELEC, dun pumunta sa barangay justice, as if you are justifying already that these are legitimate residents. Why? Do you know them personally?
No, ma'am, but that is the facts, ma'am. At saka,
How
alam
did
ko,
you know the facts if you do not know them personally?
you know, ma'am, for the barangay justice, pumunta sila, nagreklamo.
And then,
And then, hindi sumipot yung nagpetition sa kanila.
nevertheless, not because they complained with the barangay justice, rule already that they are legitimate residents. This is a formal investigation, no? We're not supposed to receive information which you do not have personal knowledge. So I wish to remind our barangay chairman, please do not articulate facts, especially articulate information when you have no personal knowledge of the same. No? Balikan natin, Kapitan, yung 1,466. Do you personally know them? Yes or
ma'am.
no?
No, ma'am. It's because as
If you do not personally know them, then it follows that you cannot vouch. And you cannot even determine whether or not they are legitimate residents of Carmen. Tama po ba?
Well, for the Carmen, ma'am, as 109,000 na yung
Wait,
population, ma'am,
wait,
hindi ko
Kapitan.
kilala
Please,
lahat, ma'am.
please confine your answer to the question, no? Sabi niyo po, hindi niyo sila personal na kilala. I therefore conclude that you cannot determine as well
Yes, ma'am.
whether they are legitimate residents or not. Am I correct?
Well,
Am I correct, Kapitan?
the legitimacy of the residents, ma'am, is verified
Please
from
answer
our
the question, Kapitan. You do not personally know them, and therefore you cannot determine whether they are legitimate residents or otherwise.
I
Yes
do
or
not
no?
know them, ma'am, personally, but
Mr. Chair, please direct our resource person to be responsive to the question.
Please
yes, ma'am.
just answer the question. Whether it's yes or no.
Well, if they have a process, ma'am, undergo a process. Well, I already signed it all as verified, but which I don't know them personally. But as long as
Mr.
they
Chair, I
went
hope
through the standards and
we can warn the resource person that we have rules that we follow here. They need to be responsive to the answer.
Yeah, just please answer the question.
yes,
Kapitan, napakasimple lang po ng tanong. You have a plain admission already. You do not know personally the 1,466 applicants.
yes.
Following this statement, you cannot determine as well whether they are legitimate residents or otherwise. Yes or no?
Well, hindi ako ang nagpirma, ma'am.
Hindi nyo po kilala. That's what you said. I do not personally know them. 1466. So it follows na hindi nyo rin kayang sabihin whether they are legitimate residents or otherwise. I just manifest this conclusion, Mr. Chair, because apparently our barangay chairman refused to answer a very simple question.
Yes, and Mr. Raul Mapa Ludovici has submitted to us the number of households, including the total population from 1990 to 2020, I think. So,
Sir, I was asking about 2024. The data have been collected already, and they said that they're just processing it.
Your Honor, I was provided with data, but it is not yet complete. It's still halfway through the,
Do you think it will be available by next hearing?
when would be that hearing? I'm not sure.
When will be the next hearing, Mr. Chair?
it will be decided. But when can you submit it?
Well, I need to communicate with our provincial office in Misamis Oriental so that they could prioritize the processing or the.
This is just one barangay, sir. This is
Yes.
just one barangay.
Yes.
So,
But yeah.
did we have a motion concerning this request?
Yes, it was a subpoena.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, I believe that that is a compulsory process already. And the PSA, of course, understands that they need to abide and comply. Nonetheless, Mr. Chair, since the data that was given to us by Barangay Chairman is 2024, for what do you call the document again, Kapitan? RBI. And we're anticipating also the submission by the MPDC of the 2024 number of households. I reiterate, Mr. Chair, the earlier motion which has been granted already by the committee for the 2024 data also of the PSA, just for us to cross-match whether they tally. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, please take note, Mr. Ludovici.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, please.
I have a question for Comelec, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Sir, do you believe that public pronouncements regarding voter registration could have been a contributing factor to the rise in voter registrants in Carmen? Public pronouncements made by public officials.
Who's sa Comelec, sino po ang makaka? Yung local?
No, how about Director Nick? Do you believe that public pronouncements made by public officials such as the punong barangay or the mayor could have contributed to the massive rise in the voters, in the new registrants and transfers for Barangay Carmen?
On the realm of possibility, I think yes, but if for information with the committee, the COMELEC is encouraging participation of all stakeholders in the conduct of voters education just so we could encourage people to register early.
So you're saying that you're encouraging people to register early so that they will become registered voters.
Yes, sir, and to avoid, you see, the rush during the last few days of registration. This is the usual mentality of Filipinos. I'm sorry to say that. To avoid those kind of things on the office of the election officers.
Okay, so what if those public pronouncements, paano kung yung mga public pronouncements ng mga public officials gaya ng punong barangay at mayor ay misleading or mali? Makaapekto ba ito sa yung pagtaas ng registrant sa isang barangay? Posible bang makakaapekto?
I cannot imagine, Your Honor, please. Kung misleading yung mga
Kung misleading, parang paano kung sinasabi nila na pwede kang mag-register kahit saan na gusto mo? Posible po ba yun na maging reason kung bakit dumami yung voter registrant sa isang barangay dahil sa pronouncement na yon?
Again, in the possibility realm, possible ang mga ganyan, pero lahat naman ho ng mga application for registration natin, Your Honor, please, is subjected to the deliberation ng Election Registration Board of every office of the COMELEC.
That's true. And may I ask Director Albert if there is a violation of the law, if any public officials have misled people through their public pronouncements? Paano kung meron silang sinabi na mali? Tapos, dahil doon, dumami yung nagparehistro sa isang lugar. Paano kung may sinabi ang kapitan o ang mayor na mali, tapos dumami yung mga registrants sa isang barangay? May violation po ba yun? May possible violation po ba yun?
Let me just check, Your Honor, before answering.
06.
Your Honor, same law, Omnibus Election Code, Section 261, B11, any person who, for the purpose of disrupting or obstructing the election process or causing confusion among the voters, propagates false and alarming reports or information, or transmits or circulates false orders, directives, or messages regarding any matter to the printing of official ballots, the postponement of elections, the transfer of polling place, or the general conduct of election, Your Honor.
Anong section po yun, sir?
261 Z11, Your Honor, but this pertains to voting. Let me check again, Your Honor, on the conduct of registration, Your Honor. However, Your Honor, Section 261Z11 also states that on the general conduct of election, Your Honor.
So if you say that on the general conduct of the election, that includes the registration.
I believe so, Your Honor, because the last phrase, or the general conduct of the election, Your Honor. I believe so, Your Honor.
Thank you, Director. So may I just manifest, Mr. Chair, na posible talagang may violation regarding sa yung Section 261Z11 pag may mga pronouncement sa mga public officials na mali. Posible silang magka-election offense according to Section 261Z11. Now, may I request the Secretariat to play this video of the punong barangay making pronouncements regarding registration?
Comes to registration sa COMELEC, well, constitutional right na sa matag usa. Dili na way makapugong ana, no? Kung yun kag for registration, no? Constitutional right meaning kung di ko masayap, that is Article 5. When it comes to registration sa COMELEC, well, constitutional right na sa matag usa. Dili na way makapugong ana, no? Kung yun kag for registration, no? Constitutional right meaning kung di ko masayap, that is Article 5, Section 1, no? The right to suffrage. So, pwede ka ni kabutag ang duwas lain nasod. Lagi mo, as long as you are a registered voter, away makapugungan na. A residence of the Philippines. O, mga ka man na, bisag asa ka. Actually, gani ka ron, na ako'y nabasa na is na ay circular. Bisag tuwa ka sa Manila, pwede na ka, basta as long as magpa-register ka, pwede ka magpa-register bisag asa.
Register anywhere.
Anywhere. Oh, mo na nang bago ka ron, as long as o bitaw na nag-open ang COMELEC o registration sa taas nga panahon kay gusto nga at least mo register ang tanan. So wala ibisang kinsa nga makapugungan na imo ng katungod constitutional rights, no? So question anything maka-question, pero anak po kung nag-increase ang registered voter, meaning na of progress or meaning na nga gusto magparehistro, at least ma-hear ilang voice, ilang katungod. Ikadua, welcome kay kuana sa kung naana sa barangay Carmen, no? Kung gisaka og 4,000, at least nakita nila is ang governance or mas gusto sila magparehistro sa Carmen kay maayo ang serbisyo. And kana at least gikalipay na hinuon nato na nga pero kanang sa question of for registration, ang COMELEC na yung makatubangan na, pero sa ako, katungod na sa matag usa, way makabuot kanimo dia.
May I ask the COMELEC if you were able to understand hindi masyado kahit may mga subtitles. How about Attorney Nagtalon? You can understand Bisaya.
Yes, Your Honor, I speak the language.
What were you able to understand from the pronouncements of the punong barangay?
Our slogan, Your Honor, for the 25 Benelli is karapatang bumoto simulan sa pagrehistro. And part of that initiative, Your Honor, is the Register Anywhere program, where an applicant can apply anywhere in the Philippines, but the application will have to approve in the ERB of the place where he or she intends to transfer or register. So that's my understanding, Your Honor, but as to the other pronouncement made by the resource person, I cannot comment on that. I'm sorry.
It would seem, Mr. Chair, that the punong barangay was saying that pwede kang magparehistro kahit saan, kahit hindi ka doon nakatira, kasi constitutional right. May we ask the punong barangay what his understanding is of where where anyone can register?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. That is the success of the program since before our ABC meeting, Liga ng mga Barangay, even the election officer, Attorney Akol, explained it to us that giving to encourage our residents and so as they pinagbalaki pa nila yung bagong program nila na tinawag nilang RAP, no, yung Register Anywhere. At saka may i-registro pa daw. So, after that, so yun, may pumunta sa akin, nagtanong na media, hindi ko alam bakit nag-ask siya ng question ng ganun. Pero my own opinion, yun lang yung na-comment ko regarding sa mga program ng COMELEC. So, I think very successful yung program sa COMELEC kasi yung mga tao nagrehistro talaga to exercise their constitutional right to vote. So, the right to register and so as the right to vote and so to be voted upon. So, that's it. That could be the context of my that interview, Mr. Chairman.
So the context of that interview, can you reiterate? I don't understand precisely what you were saying.
Well, the constitutional rights of all, no, individually, the right to vote and the right to vote upon. So, kailangan daw magparehistro.
So you mean to say that everyone has the right to vote according to the Constitution, correct?
Yes.
And they can register anywhere they want.
Yes, as long as in the Philippines, as the program of the COMELEC all about, register anywhere in the Philippines. So, kahit nasa Manila ka daw, magparehistro ka kung saan mo gusto. That is the all about.
So that's your understanding of the constitutional right of the right to vote. Can you repeat that? Can you repeat what you just said earlier?
The RAP program, Mr. Chairman.
When you said that as long as you're in the Philippines, you can register anywhere you want, and ano yan?
Yes, for the program.
For the program?
Ay rehistro pa, online.
I think he was referring to the Register Anywhere program of the COMELEC.
Okay. What is your understanding of the Register Anywhere program?
Yes, the right to register anywhere program, but the vote, well, I think that is the one that you are referring to is the absentee voting that na makaboto ka kahit sa ibang bansa, no?
But when you say that you can register anywhere, does that mean that you can choose your residence?
Actual residence?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So that is your understanding of the Register Anywhere program?
No.
That you can choose your residence, you just said earlier.